What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with some breaking Browns free agency news for you guys on this lovely Friday night as Andrew Berry just went out and added an absolute stud to the Browns linebacker unit. And in what is a very rare event, like this never, ever happens, a Browns beat writer actually broke the news as Mary Kay Cabot got the scoop on Twitter just a little while ago, and I quote, Browns have agreed to terms with linebacker Jerome Baker, a Cleveland native and former Buckeye, source says. And of course, I really, really wanted Baker last year when the Dolphins let him go. And then, of course, he went to Seattle. Yeah, was disappointed to say the least. I think he would have been a good piece for our linebacker unit last year. But alas, we didn't get him, and we ended up with Jordan Hicks and Devin Bush, who are, of course, back with the Browns. Of course, we just re signed Devin Bush, and I believe this is the final year on Jordan Hicks' contract. So, how about that? We got ourselves a pretty formidable linebacker unit now. And then, of course, you have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who's still trying to come back from that neck injury he suffered against the Ravens this past season. So if he comes back and he gets on the field, man, this linebacker unit is going to be something fun to watch. That's for sure. My goodness. I need JOK to get back on the field, man. Of course, I don't want him to, put his off the field life in jeopardy because I want him to be on the field, right? I mean, if he can't play anymore, don't put your freaking livelihood at risk, right? I mean, damn. Neck injuries are nothing to play with. They are serious, right? From what I hear, he's doing good, so we'll see what happens there. But at least the Browns have legit insurance in case JOK can't start the season on the field. Because you look at what Jerome Baker can do for this team, he's actually pretty versatile, right? I believe the Dolphins had him playing a little edge rusher. Yeah, that would be something. He's also a pretty good blitzer from what I hear, too. Now, before I get into the background info and his stats and stuff, of course, Daniel Oyefusi, who without a doubt is my favorite Browns beat writer. If Daniel ever comes across this video, just wanted to say shout out to you. You are probably one of the legit best beat writers that we've ever had. I mean, the dude is so informative. I'm glad he's on the Browns beat writer staff, that's for sure. But this is what Daniel Oyefusi tweeted out shortly after Mary Kay Cabot broke the news. And of course, Daniel essentially confirmed what Mary Kay Cabot originally posted by saying, and I quote, source confirms the Browns agreed to terms with linebacker Jerome Baker at Mary Kay Cabot first. And then he gives a little background info on Mr. Baker as he tweets out, and I quote, Baker, 28, spent the last season with the Seahawks and then Titans. Of course, I really, really wanted him last year before he went to the Seattle Seahawks. I was so disappointed when I saw he was going to Seattle. I was like, really, Andrew Berry? You're going to let him go to Seattle? He's a freaking hometown guy. What are you doing, man? We really could have used him last year. But alas, Andrew Berry went out and redeemed himself. And he got him for this squad this year. Good move, Andrew. You redeemed yourself. Let's go. So, again, bring speed to the linebacker room with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah's status still unknown. A homecoming, too, for the Cleveland native and Ohio State alum. And a lot of people are probably wondering, why am I fanboying over Jerome Baker? Well, the last sentence of Daniel's tweet is the reason why. He's a hometown guy. Cleveland native. He played for Ohio State. Like, damn, that's a double whammy right there. Right? It's a homecoming. And yeah, he's a Buckeye. I mean, damn. Love that. I'm going to follow this tweet up. Daniel gave us essentially information that I just talked about briefly. And I quote, Baker has been at his best as a blitzer during his days with the Dolphins. Can play a little on the edge, too. Joins Jordan Hicks, Devin Bush, and Mohamed Diabate. And then we'll see about JOK. So, if JOK, for some reason, cannot get on the field, and we end up with a linebacker unit that consists of Hicks, Bush, Baker, and Diabate, honestly, don't sleep on Watson or Reed, too. Those two guys are very underrated. But yeah, I mean, that would be a pretty solid linebacker unit as it stands. But hopefully, God willing, JOK can find a way to get back on the field. Right? Because that dude is an absolute beast. I mean, you guys saw my reaction when we drafted him. I freaking loved the pick. Right? Whatever happened to your original video? Long story, but I filmed my reaction to the pick, and then I found out later that I actually had a stream playing in the background, and my dumbass didn't put that stream on mute, so the audio from that stream showed up in my video. So that's why you couldn't see the original reaction. I eventually did do a little, reaction afterwards, but this wasn't the same, right? Nothing beats, right when it happens. It's hard to, mimic your excitement for something like that, because I loved that pick. I wanted JOK so damn bad. And when I heard we got him, oh man, I was so excited. That dude is an absolute unit. He's a snipe. And now we got another one in Jerome Baker. And again, if JOK can get on the field, oh, this linebacker unit is going to be fun to watch. And I am all the way here for it. Now, looking at Jerome Baker's background, of course, he just turned 28. And as I mentioned previously, he's from the Cleveland area, went to high school at Benedictine. And, of course, he went to college at the Ohio State University. And he was selected by the Miami Dolphins in the third round, 73rd overall of the 2018 NFL Draft. So, of course, he was in the same draft class as Denzel Ward. And I know Denzel is going to love to see Jerome Baker on his defense this year. Yep. Little reunion going on there. Love to see that. So, Andrew Berry continues to go out here and make some pretty good signings. Now, I don't know the financial part, or, in terms of years. I'm guessing it's probably like a 1-year deal. I'll be shocked if this deal is anywhere over like $6 to $10 million. And I'm sure there's probably some incentives in there too. Performance based. If he gets like a couple sacks, then he'll probably get like a few $1,000,000, how Andrew Berry does it. And this will probably do like nothing to the salary cap. I'm sure we still have like 20-some $million to spend. And I'm sure we're going to be using the most of that on a quarterback. By the way, speaking of quarterbacks, Jameis Winston signed with the Giants earlier this evening. And earlier today, Aaron Rodgers actually poked his head out from the cave he's been essentially staying in as he visited the Steelers. So there's that. Now, as far as Russell Wilson, I haven't heard anything. But I do know he is willing to sign whenever. So we'll see what happens there. Now, before I head out, let's take a look at Jerome Baker's stats. And, of course, one thing you can't deny is this dude stays on the field. I mean, his first 4 years, he essentially played in every game. He started 11 games in 2018, 15 games in 2019, 11 games in 2020, and 2021 he started 16 games, and then 2022 played in and started every game. 2023, played in 13 games, started 12. He even had 2 interceptions. That's an underrated part of his game, of course. And then this past season, he was with 2 teams where he played in a combined 10 games and started 8 with the Seahawks and the Titans. You look at his sack numbers, of course, best year in terms of sacks. I mean, actually, I guess you could say overall, pretty much. 2020, he had 7 sacks. 2019, he had 126 combined tackles. And then, of course, 2022, he had 100 combined tackles. And look at that QB hit number, 15 QB hits in 2021. So yeah, this guy can get to the quarterback. And I know damn well Jason Tarver is going to be salivating watching this dude's tape. I mean, he probably watched the tape when he heard that Andrew Berry was interested in him, and he was like, oh yeah. You just see Jason Tarver running to Andrew Berry's office to say, you gotta sign this dude, Jerome Baker. This dude is an absolute freak. He's a beast. Get him here and sign him. Do not let him leave. And we didn't. He's officially a Cleveland Brown. You love to see that. So, again, you could tell I love this signing, and hopefully he can bring a Buckeye mentality here and, make this defense even more formidable than it already is. So, that's really all I got. I'll be live in a little bit for Cavs and Suns. Hope to see you guys there for that. But with that being said, as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'm Crazy Dog. Welcome to Cleveland. Oh, welcome back to Cleveland, Jerome. And let's get after it. This defense is going to be fun to watch. Oh, yeah. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Browns. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.